What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block, episode 131. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie.
Simon's Quest 2. What should come out by Bandai Namco and Konami? Castlevania.
This guy. Over here, the wise Wisconsinite, Jesse Douglas.
Simon Says should come out by Konami.
Ubisoft.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
The Slinky game. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
The Rabbit's Place, Simon Says.
Oh jeez. That's like their really bad version of Mario Party.
Oh my god.
The rabbit,
Remember
like
those
a
rabbit
Rabbids party.
games? The Rabbit mini games.
Yeah, I want the Rabbids in Mario Party. By the way, just bring them over. It'll be fine.
Oh, that's a mess. You just want your Luigi Rabbit.
I do. I still
Yeah,
want
like
that. But they're $40, and I. You know how many indie games I can buy for $40? I'm just throwing that out there.
Hold on.
They could call it Mario Rabbids game night.
Man, whoever made that Monopoly game should team up with Ubisoft and Nintendo and make like those weird Nintendo Monopolies, but like add the Rabbids in there. That'd be awesome.
What did Hudson Soft do one? No, that was the business one that came out on Wii. That was like Game Boy. It was a Monopoly kind of style game where you had to do stocks and stuff.
That sounds super boring.
It was an odd thing.
Oh boy, jeez, this is a great start to the show, everybody. All right, so we're gonna get into some housekeeping before we get into what we've been playing. We're giving away a copy of Dark Souls Remastered for the Nintendo Switch. That's right. For the month of October, you could win by subscribing to our YouTube channel and sending us a question at the email address nintendopowblock@gmail.com. The episode link is in the description of the audio version, so just click it and subscribe and email us. You have 2 weeks left, so subscribe today because you could be playing Dark Souls Remastered on the Nintendo Switch in just 2 weeks. So subscribe.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I have to
Peer
prepare
pressure.
for that.
Do it. Do it. Also, the second half of Pod and Play Season 3 is underway. Remember to subscribe to Nerds Gone Rogue Prime to check out those episodes and ngrradio.com for the latest episodes. This past Saturday, Doom. Ed and I had a really good discussion about Doom.
I was watching that video today.
That's probably, I'm not going to lie, it might be our best episode of the season.
Yes.
Just gonna throw it out there.
That combo was good, dude.
Yeah, it was really good. And then this coming Saturday is the Technomancer. So I don't really know what to say about that game. Just we played it and we talked a little bit about it, and that was an episode.
I can't wait to watch that. It's just like, what were we doing?
I don't know. Why did we pick that game? I don't even know why we picked that game, but
I know.
I think.
Yeah,
I was gonna try that game too, but then I heard you guys talking about it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with that right now.
Yeah. So on that note, we are in pre-production for Pod and Play Season 4 and Nindy Showcase for this coming winter. The Nindy Showcase will run through January and February, with Season 4 of Pod and Play running from March through May. So make sure you subscribe to both channels to get all that content, or check out ngrradio.com. Another thing, I think we've confirmed this, that we're doing a 2019 backlog challenge similar to what Platinum does. Nerdcon
Yes.
Platinum, but it's going to be kind of like a joint affair because since us three we run the Xbox and the Nintendo side of things, we're just going to kind of mush it all together. So 2019 is going to be an interesting thing for us for this backlog challenge. We're gonna
Our Nintendo extinction.
yeah, Ed thinks we're gonna use the term extinction, but we're
Might as well just call it NX, the NX challenge.
oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Anyways, we're gonna have more what do you call it? Details on that soon. So and then check out our latest quick looks and other content on ngrradio.com. Subscribe to all of our shows and channels. Just have some fun with us. It's going to be a good time. So, with that said, we're going to get into what we've been playing. Ed, we're going to start with you, I guess, this week.
Okay, so didn't play anything for PS4 because I was focusing more on Xbox One, but did play some Switch. You just took your headphones to relax. So going to start off with actually the 2DS. Played Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Ended up finishing that game. A little bit more Puzzle and Dragons. About to get into Fossil Fighters. It was a game that Nintendo released for the 3DS. So I don't know what I'm going to expect, but I'm jumping into that. For Switch, play Wizards of Legend. I suck at it now because I haven't played it for a while, so I'm just like I can't get my combos back, and I'm like, oh no. Play Minute since I picked that up. Really good game. It's really good. It's not too hard. You just got to go play someplace and you'll be able to get wherever you need to get. So it's really fun. It's good to play for like 5 to 10 minutes to make progress. But really fun game. Played King of Fighters because I picked it up for the Neo Geo Arcade. Got to actually stage 3 without actually knowing how to do the special moves, but it was good to actually play a fighter on Switch. And so I think I'm gonna go and get more of the King of Fighter games and some of the other Neo Geo games, and that just makes me want to go pick up the Street Fighter collection, arcade collection, because King of Fighters pumped me up so much. I need to play Third Strike again, and I need to play Alpha 3. Like, I need to just get back into the Street Fighter series and enjoy what that game has to offer. Get back to playing Ryu and Nakuma, my two faves, and Ikabuki. Ikabuki from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Played Breath of the Wild. And yes, I am making progress. I am about to get into my first. I'm about to get into the first boss into it. The game still amazes me, and I'm going to be putting a more focus onto Breath of the Wild. So I am going to try to finish it by December. Because of the game release dates of games that's coming out. Corey, don't you laugh.
Don't worry, we'll check on your progress next summer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, next summer.
Dude, I
played some Breath of the Wild.
I could restart it, spend as much time as I did with that game again, and still beat you to beat me.
Well, I have a lot of stuff to play. I got to do Red Dead.
Thanks for tackling that bullet for me.
Red Dead. I gotta get ready for Battlefield 5. Gotta get ready for Just Cause 4. There's some of the indie games that's on Switch I gotta get ready for.
Can we talk about Red Dead real quick, just for a second? I jumped into, like, because I'm like, I'm not really that interested in Red Dead, but I'm kind of interested in it, you know, like kind of like on the fence about like maybe I'll get it on a sale or something at some point. But like, I was like, just to be sure that I'm not really that interested in it, let's pop Red Dead Redemption 1 back in. And like, ooh, boy, that game controls weird. It's a weird controlling game. Like, I mean, and we talk about, this is our issue with Rockstar games in general, is like the way they control. You know, it's not necessarily what is happening in the world, but it's how they control. And how interesting they can make the controls, and it's just like, boy, I really hope Red Dead 2 tells a good story and changes up this engine, because the controls in Red Dead 1 are like, whew, boy.
It reminds me, I did play such a for PlayStation 4. I played Grand Theft Auto 5. Yikes! You talking about Red Dead's control?
Well, I mean, they use the same engine, so I mean, I would expect GTA to control similarly in terms of like the shooting and cover mechanics.
The only thing that I really had issues with controls, like for Red Dead, like, because I mean, I got used to it, but like the hardest thing, and I mean, you know, obviously in real life it would be kind of hard anyways, but like when you're on a horse and you're trying to shoot at stuff while you're while you're trying to control the horse too, like the control, like getting the horse to kind of go where you want to can be a pain in the butt. But then again, it, like, in my opinion, it wasn't
Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins is like you could just press a button and the horse would follow the road. It was awesome.
Yeah. The horse, I definitely had, it wasn't the greatest controls for that. But like with the lock-on system and all that made the shooting and stuff like that a little bit easier. But yeah, it like overall I didn't mind that game. But there's some things that hopefully they made better in this one,
which is going to make Red Dead 2 kind of like riding a horse. Comparing that to riding a horse from, like you said, Corey, from Origins, and also riding a horse in Breath of the Wild. And it was just like Breath of the Wild controls with the horse is so easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think
kind of.
I think even like since Breath of the Wild come out, horse controls have gotten better. You know,
yeah, I was gonna say
oh, go ahead.
I feel like Breath of the Wild's was just as bad as Red Dead's. Like where like the turning, like it was such a wide turn for your horse, like when you're running, and so that's what I had issues with.
Horses are just a bad idea in games. They should just go away forever.
But I think the horse just being smart at times, you know, moving out the way. Yeah, I think it was to me that when I got on a horse and I just needed to get somewhere really fast, it just felt very easy and smooth.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when you're trying to get
somewhere, a straight shot.
When you're trying to get somewhere on a horse in games, it's like, yeah, I can get there faster on a horse, but like when you're trying to fight something on a horse or like avoid something at high speeds, it's like, man, horses are they're a good A to B scenario type travel device, but if you're trying to fight stuff on a horse, it's just like, man, you better just get off the horse.
Can be no better than Grand Theft Auto 4 car fights.
Man,
just controls.
Yeah, but anyways, continue it.
So played that.
Tangents.
Right. Gonna hop onto Xbox One real quick. Finished Quantum Break. Really did enjoy that game. Didn't really have a problem with the boss that a lot of people did have had before. Like I think I only died maybe twice on it. But I did understand on how to beat him, and just was like, okay, this is cool. But really enjoyed that game. So now jumped into Forza Horizon 4. I have got all the seasons. I'm at level 20. And I kind of tweeted, not tweeted this. I think I put this in the. I think me and you was talking, Jesse, in the chat, and I was just like, I think this game outbeats God of War like by 15 miles. And pretty much probably about almost everything besides narrative. I mean, like a story. This is Burnout Takedown, but refined. But without the takedowns, and just the way that this game looks on pretty much anybody's system and TV, I think Forza Horizon 4 puts God of War to shame. I'm sorry, PlayStation owners, if you hear this, but I think it literally put that game to shame. I haven't, like I said, I haven't played Spider-Man, so I can't really make that fair judgment against Spider-Man. But I think that just, to me personally, might have knocked God of War out of the Game of the Year nomination for me. So, but I'm really enjoying Forza. Install Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'm about to do the Sam Fisher mission that was in the system, and downloaded. Also install Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for my Extinction. So I'm about to be working on that, and Dishonored 2. So, but that's pretty much all I've been playing, and just getting ready for some more games for reviews and stuff. Yeah, and I got to pick a question, Corey. Are we getting The World Ends With You as physical
I already
in America?
got it. It came yesterday.
The physical copy.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if they was doing a digital version first and then physical.
No, my physical copy came yesterday.
Okay.
So
then I need to go pick that up.
Yeah. No. It's I'll get to it when I talk about what I've been playing.
I seen some reviews, but I do want to have it because I never got a chance to play it, and I'm a big.
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
I'm not. I'm just. Sorry.
Well, I'll take your opinion when. Oh, I said I just want the physical copy. That's all. Yeah, everybody. That's what I've been playing and stuff. So. I'll have more for next episode. I'll definitely give you guys more progress on Breath of the Wild.
All right, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go. So I haven't been playing much, but I've been playing a lot at the same time. So I ended up finishing Resident Evil 7 finally. Mm-hmm. And well, I shouldn't say finally. It literally only took me like 2 or 3 days to beat it from the beginning almost. But I really loved that game. I honestly think that it's my second favorite Resident Evil game. Yeah. Like, even though, and this goes back to my hatred for Resident Evil 4. If Resident Evil 4 was something that I liked, even though like this game doesn't really feel like I mean, it feels like a Resident Evil game, but at the same time it still isn't just zombies. It's still kind of the whole crazy people thing that started with 4. But because they do it so well, I love it. You know, like I can look past the fact that it's not like the original Resident Evil games where it's, you know, like zombies.
They had to reinnovate the series, so that's why 7 happened.
Yeah, which I hope they continue doing more games like that, because I definitely keep buying them then. But like, you know, but they got the remakes and stuff.
Are you looking forward to the remake of 2?
Oh yeah, mm-hmm. 2 is my favorite out of the Resident Evil series by far. Like I love 1, I love 0, I love Nemesis, you know, Code Veronica or whatever. Like I love all those, but 2 just did it so perfectly for me. Like with the mix of the jump scares and just the puzzle solving, and that's like why I liked 7 so much, is I really enjoyed the puzzle solving stuff that they did in it. And the one thing that I really liked about it compared to the original games is they made it like where the maps felt big, but at the same time they didn't make it super easy for you to get lost. Like with the original ones, it was so easy to just like not really know where you're going or remember which area you had to go back to
because of all the backtracking.
Yeah, because of all the backtracking. And I feel like the areas in between things were a little bit more linear in this game, enough to not make it like where I didn't really use the map to look where I needed to go at all almost. And yeah, I just really love this game. I actually loved it so much that I started playing like some of the even though for my list thing I only had to just technically just beat the regular game. I went and I was playing some of the extra mission stuff, and just because I enjoy how well like everything plays in that game. So I'm probably gonna go back and keep on playing the extra stuff and beat a lot of that too, because I just really enjoy like what they did with that game. And the only reason, like, to everyone listening, the only reason I'm like this late playing this game is I wanted to, like, I didn't know that I was gonna like it, one, and then like everyone was making it sound like really the best way to experience it was in VR. And so my friend Pat does have PSVR, and so I wanted to try it in that. But I just never really got around to it, and so I'm just like, eventually I was just like, okay, I just gotta play this game because I'm interested in it. I finally have it. I'll try it.
It's one of the games where you have to play it for the first time in VR. Like, you can't know what you're doing to really get the scares in VR. Because our good friend Josh Brent played the whole game in VR, and he was just like, if you play that game at night with like just here not noticing people making sounds or someone behind you, you will literally lose your stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I want to play it in VR. That game is so freaking creepy. I just want to be immersed in it and just completely, like, get the full experience. And I mean, even though I was playing this way, I mean, it's still good. It's still pretty creepy, and like, it still makes you get paranoid. Like, do I move forward?
That dad bust into the wall and then chasing you, just like, and you probably did it. You probably had to get caught for some areas and see the animation on how he kills you. They are really nice because he does not play. I'm just like, oh, Capcom,
even that table scene.
Yeah.
That table scene, like, where he like grabs the one son's hand and then just starts chopping it off at the table. And like, it's just like, Jesus Christ. And I knew there was something up, like, with the grandma, like, right from the beginning, like, because she just appears randomly in spots.
It's just like, how the heck you get upstairs? And I'm just like,
she's in her wheelchair.
In the wheelchair, just kicking it in the corner, looking at you. I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh, Capcom, you and your tropes.
Yeah, that game is so amazing.
We'll never get boss to play it.
I would love to have a Let's Play.
There are Let's Plays on the YouTube channel. They were some of the first Let's Plays we posted on NGR.
Oh, but I wasn't playing it?
I wasn't playing it. I was with two of my friends, and we were playing it with the lights on.
Yeah, so I finished that, and I can't remember if I said last week. I need to start writing these things down. I don't remember if last week I said that I beat. Yeah, I think I did say that I beat Hellblade and stuff.
Yeah, you posted that.
Yeah, because I needed. Yeah, because that's right. All I needed to finish was Resident Evil, and then yeah, and so then the other games, I played a little Mario Party, because that game's fun still. Like, I need to get into it a little bit more and really play some of the new stuff.
Still haven't started, everybody. I'm sorry.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, it's fun to play by yourself, but it's really better if you play it with friends and stuff.
It's just the Forza review that took me a while. That's taking so that's why.
Yeah. So I played that, and then I played some Forza Horizon 4, and I love what they did with that game. Like, everything that they've done in that game, improving little things, making it better. It's, like, I was really happy that they did the whole thing where you could import your paint jobs from other Forza games in, so I transferred over some of mine that I had for like the Ford F-150 or something, or the Raptor. It was for the Ford Raptor, and then I don't know, some other, because that's like one of the best parts of that game is all the fun paint jobs and things that you can do. So yeah, and then obviously like I put at least 10 plus hours in already of Black Ops 4, and I think it replaced Modern Warfare 2 for my favorite Call of Duty game of all time at this point. Like I finished, I wanted to do some stuff that I wouldn't normally do in the other Call of Duty games, because I've kind of got my online multiplayer modes that I like, and I don't really usually try many of the other ones because I just don't care, just don't care for those types or what game types. And so they added a new one called Heist that's really cool. And you like basically you start off with a small amount of money, and then you can buy a pistol to start off with. And then with each round, if you're your team grabs the money and brings it back to your extraction point, then starting the next round, your whole team will have more money to spend on what you buy. And so you start out with nothing. And if you want certain perks, or you want a certain type of gun, or attachments, all those things like cost money, and they're in like a progression tree. So like in order to get this and this, attachments for the gun, you've got to buy the first thing first, and then work your way down it. And so basically you do that, and then it's just a fight back and forth to try to bring the money back, and whoever finishes off, the other team wins, obviously. And so that's basically what Heist is.
It sounds almost like what they do in Gears, when you're fighting all the monsters and you're collecting the money and you bringing it back to the thing to put out more defense and stuff like that. Sounds like that. I can't think of that mode at the moment.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but it's just like team deathmatch basically. Okay. With and you only get one life, I believe. But you can get downed, and then your teammate can heal you. Mm-hmm. So like they do the whole blackout style thing where you can be downed, and then your teammate can come over and heal you. So they kind of mixed that, basically that gave them an excuse to use that mechanic, instead of just only using it in blackout mode, which I played a lot of that too. And I think 2 or 3 times I've gotten third place so far is the best I've done in it in solo mode. But what's really cool, and I really enjoyed a lot, and kept on playing it until I finished it, is kind of like their story mode type thing that they have. Mm-hmm. And it's called Specialist HQ. And so basically what you do is you go into there, and then character by character, you learn the story of each specialist, and then it also teaches you how to use their stuff. And so basically, much like Siege, you'll go through and it will tell you things to do and how to use the character. And then at the end, it does a game of scrimmage where it's like a multiplayer match with bots. Mm-hmm. And then you basically just have to try to win that match. And then if you finish all those things and win the match, then you get first you get a bronze star. And then there's a silver and a gold, so you can play it at different
difficulties.
So, but that's where the story mode basically lies for the most part. As much of and for me, it was just enough story mode, honestly.
Kind of like Titanfall. Titanfall did it in a sense where they put in the multiplayer maps and treat it as like a story. In a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of, but it's more of a visual story.
Gotcha.
Like
Okay.
you're getting more of an animated like an animated show that's kind of like explaining to you what's going on in this person's, life and why they're at this position, or why they're, this is all happening, and for each character's side of the story. And then then you just basically get put into the training mode where you're learning how to use the character, and then once you finish everything, then you get a final segment at the end of the character's run through, where it explains a little bit about them and then leading into the next character.
Okay.
So it's, is plenty storyline for me, and I actually enjoyed it. And so yeah, and that's pretty much what I've been playing. Yeah, I mean, I played a couple of different modes, but playing that. Oh, and they do have a thing for zombie mode as well, where you kind of like where the tutorial where they kind of show you how everything works and walk you through that as well. So they have an amazing tutorial in this game to help people like really learn what they're doing. So I might actually try zombie mode eventually, because it does look kind of fun. So
nice.
That's pretty much it for me.
Well, I'll make mine quick since we're already like 25 minutes into the episode. I've been playing through Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I've made a preliminary list of what I think might be on my Game of the Year list of games so far, and I know we got a couple left for Nintendo stuff, but and I'm like, I need to finish it. I need to finish off these games if I'm going to talk about them for our Game of the Year episodes and stuff. So, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I've been playing. I played for a little bit today, and I got past the part where you play as her. And spoilers, there's a Uncharted 3 type section in this game where you play as young Lara in the manor, and like that segment was, I don't know if that was really needed, but it was. I'm past that part, and I've been making my way through that game, and it's that game is really fun to play. Like just getting in there and taking people down stealthily, and like I think that's kind of like the puzzle in terms of the combat areas, is like how many of these guys can I take down without being caught, and I like playing that kind of game in this game. So that's really fun. I got this cool Jaguar suit that helps you stay stealthy, and like it almost eliminates the ability for enemies to spot you unless you're like super close. It's a really cool kind of outfit. I like how the outfits have their own unique skills attached to them. So I've been playing through that. I've been playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I finally got to a point where I'm like, this is gonna hook me like Assassin's Creed Origins did. And so I kind of put it down until I finish Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because I know once I continue with Odyssey, I'm not going to put it down until I'm done with it. So I really like the movement and the combat in that game. The movement is a lot cleaner, I feel like, than Origins was. Not necessarily the combat, but just the walking around the world is a lot smoother than in Origins.
Does it feel quicker in a sense?
Yeah, it feels quicker. It feels like you have more control over how you move and where you move and stuff. And I like the fact that if you like, it just kind of adjusts your jump to where you want to jump within it's not like you can jump from one mountain to another, but if there's a ledge that kind of looks out of reach for a normal person, it just kind of adjusts it for you so you can make it,
Nice.
I really like that, because that's always been a big issue in Assassin's Creed for me, is like, okay, well, that ledge is right there, and then you go to jump and they just jump off the building and die, right? Mm-hmm. So but I like the movement in this game. I really, if you're looking for an open world RPG to play, this is probably the game to play right now. Unless you haven't played Zelda yet, but
Or Watch Dogs 2. Or Stupid Dogs. Oh, sorry.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You already had your chance to talk about games, Ed. It's my turn. It's my turn. Just kidding. But seriously, it's my turn.
I know.
I've been playing Madden online kind of semi-obsessively lately. Turns out the Browns are still a pretty bad football team. Especially on paper in Madden. But I'm sitting at 8-8 online right now. Man, there are some issues in that game. I have a lot of issues with the lag in that game and making players.
It's still bad?
Oh, dude, it's terrible. It's so bad. And it was like, it's not my internet connection because I did my network test speed and then I actually tried to run a cord to the router and like it's not me, man. It's this whatever network EA is using for Madden is just bad.
Yikes.
It's just bad. And the other thing I've noticed too is like they make like the star players in that game, like they make them like, and I get it, like they're the best players in the world or whatever, but that doesn't mean they can jump 10 feet in the air to catch a ball or fly across the field to make an interception, right? And I've experienced on both ends. Like I've made plays and I'm like, I should not have made that play. That is an impossible play. You know, like it's on both sides, so it's not like I'm complaining because I'm losing. Like I was literally like they threw the ball on the left side of the field, and I was like towards the center of the field, but I was more on the right center of the field, you know. Mm-hmm. And I sprinted and pressed the Y button, and I made the interception that I clearly shouldn't have been able to make, just because like my safety is one of the premier safeties in the NFL, and I'm like. I shouldn't have been able to make that play.
So a lot of spotty stuff.
Yeah. And like ever since Madden, ever since the 360 version of Madden, like that era on, these plays have become more and more frequent. And it's just like, I don't know if it's like AI rubber banding, if like they want to make you feel like you're making a play because you're down or what, but I'm just like, I have some really big issues with the AI in Madden this year. Well, I haven't played the last 3 years, so I couldn't tell you what they were like. But, like, I don't know. I really don't know. But I've been playing a lot online, and I've made some pretty awesome plays, and then I've made some pretty bad plays, and then I've made a lot of questionable plays. So, yeah, I don't know, man. There's this. It's really just weird. So at some point I feel like I'm playing NFL Blitz. That's how weird these plays are, right? Like they were running the ball and he clearly has a big alleyway, and since my linebacker is a star player on the Browns, I dove knowing I wasn't going to get him, and I made the tackle. I'm like, ooh, he just did a Superman all the way over there. Like, I dove, and he probably dove like 10 yards. I'm like, that's
impossible.
I mean, thanks for giving me that play because he would have scored. But there's some weird things going on with Madden's AI. So,
wonderful.
Been playing a little bit of Spider-Man. I don't know. I feel like I need to finish that game just because I started it, and I know we're going to be talking about it for Game of the Year stuff, but I feel like I've had my fill of Spider-Man. Swinging around the city's fun and stuff, and the story. Like, I think for Spider-Man fans, this game is great, but for, like, just players of games, like, I just feel like this is just kind of like a normal Spider-Man game. So I don't know. I'm going to finish it just to see it through, but I'm not going to 100% it. I got the suit I wanted. I got the powers I wanted. I'm just going to try to power through it. I'm playing on easy, so, I mean, it shouldn't take me that much longer. I went back to God of War because I feel like I need to give that game another chance. I finished it, but there's a new game plus, and there's a couple other things that they've added since then that I kind of want to. I feel like I need to give that game a better shot, but I don't know.
I think I have my fill of God of War.
I still think I like the old God of Wars better in terms of the way they played and just I don't know. I'm glad that this game exists, but I do miss like 2-3 Ascension style gameplay. So
because they used to be more like was it Devil May Cry and stuff, wasn't it? Whereas
they were
like more.
They were leaning way more in that direction. I wouldn't say it's as stylized, but it was leaning more in that high action, fast-paced gameplay.
Yeah, that with like bigger characters you're going against, basically.
Yeah, and
so
I don't know. I miss the I'm this small kind of semi demigod type person, and I miss going up against like the Titans and the world monsters and just the larger than life epic battles in this game. This game doesn't really have that, and I miss it. Like I don't know. It's just I went back to play God of War 3, and I'm like, I feel like God of War 3 is way better than the new one, but that's just me. I like those high action games. I don't really care for games like, The Last of Us, this is clearly, I know they said it wasn't, but it's clearly inspired by that type of story experience. I don't care about The Last of Us. Like, I didn't really care about the last Uncharted game. Like, Uncharted 4. I really liked Lost Legacy a lot.
Yeah, Lost Legacy was really good.
So
it's weird that the combat or some of the stuff that's in God of War is kind of taken out from Act 2. When I was playing Act 2 this year, I'm like, oh, Kratos and this one do the same shit we played. I'm like, they got the same animation. Like, Act 2 literally feels like God of War.
I'm like that. I feel like for me, the game didn't get good until the last quarter of the game. When spoilers for God of War, so jump ahead 30 seconds if you don't want to hear spoilers for God of War.
We have a spoiler test on Nerds Gone Platinum.
Yeah, here's your cutoff. The game doesn't get good for me. Like, the combat doesn't feel fun for me until you unlock the chains of the chains. The normal God of War chains. Yeah. I can't remember what they're called.
Chaos.
Blades of Chaos.
Blades of Chaos.
So, like, for me, it doesn't even get great until those come into play. And then it feels more like God of War. I'm like, okay, here's this fast-paced action, but it's still a little bit turned down from the old games. Like, I really like being able to throw the blade out, pull an enemy towards me, launch them up in the air, and do, like, the old school God of War moves, and then the lack of a final kind of boss fight. And I know there's a lot of bosses I missed because I didn't go looking for them in side quests and stuff, just because I wanted to experience the story so I could talk about it for Game of the Year. But there's no really final epic battle, which is like the thing for God of War. So I don't know. I might go back and play a little bit of that just to clean up some stuff, but so I've played a little bit of that since last week. I was looking for something, and like Destiny 2 I've been playing a lot, but we can talk about that on Arsenal X. I'm actually working on a I was like, I need to write something. What can I write to get my writing juices flowing again? And I'm like, well, I think I'm going to write a goodbye letter to Destiny 2. Because I just can't put the time into Destiny that I would really love to. And, I'm still going to play like super casually and whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's more of like, I can't get raid ready in a week. I can't go chase down all these exotics that you need. I just can't do all these things, right? Like, I have maybe 2 or 3 hours a night to play games. I have maybe the weekend on Saturday to play for a few hours. You know, I have a kid I need to take care of. There's a bunch of games that I would really like to play through, and I couldn't be able to do that with the time limit that I have. Like
not to mention, it sounds like the raid itself is like 6-7 hours.
Yeah,
it's like one of the newer ones.
Well, the raid, I think people, once you get it down to a science, they said people are beating it in like 40 to 50 minutes. But that takes so long. Like, even when we were at peak raiding, my raid group, like peak raiding attempts, like, which was King's Fall, the Taken King raid.
Yeah,
we were getting King's Fall done in like 50 minutes. Right, and that's like the longest raid, I think they said, still to this day. So I could see people getting this raid down in under a half hour. To be honest with you, I haven't watched anything on this raid yet though, because I kind of like a guest. But you know, I've been playing kind of casually with my cousin, which was kind of nice that we kind of get to reconnect that way. Because he's in the same situation as I am, right? Him and his wife just got married. She has a kid. You know, he's her stepdad, and he takes care of her now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're in a similar boat that way. So we've been playing kind of casually, and like my raid group's getting mad at me for not playing with them because I'm lower level. And you know, Ed, we had this conversation about how much content I've been locked out of because I use that spark or whatever, which they're fixing, I guess, in the next patch. But still, it's just I can't do that anymore. You know, I can't play that way anymore. And
you pretty much know my frustration, just even with the DLC.
Yeah, Ed couldn't find the quest giver for the DLC, so he hates it.
Well, what DLC have you ever brought in that it just doesn't appear in the game?
All of it, like, for Destiny. You have to go to the quest giver. That's what the RPGs do.
But normally when you buy DLC, it'll show up in your game. Like there's an option. It's just like, okay, this
DLC does the same thing. It doesn't just show up. You have to go somewhere to activate it.
What? Well, I wonder why they didn't do that. Like a cutscene or something. Tell me where this mug is at, because if you buy it, it just doesn't appear, and you be like, "Well, where's the DLC at? Did it not download in my system? Like, it doesn't tell you to go and do all of that stuff."
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. Destiny's definitely an obtuse game to get into anyway, and like. You know, we've had this conversation before, but
yeah,
we'll save the rest of it for Arsenal X. But the last thing I've kind of been playing since, gosh, we gotta get moving on this news stuff. But I played a little bit of The World Ends With You, and boy, does that feel like a port of a mobile game. Ooh, do not play it docked. Do not play it docked, because the motion stuff does not work. It's sloppy. It's like you move like an inch if the cursor flies across the screen. Like, do not play this game docked. Like, it is made for the handheld mode, and like the touch stuff works well enough, but like if you have a DS or a 3DS lying around, you just get that version of the game. This game is not, I'm sorry, like, this game it's a great DS game. It is not a good game on any other platform. Like, it just does not function well. And I don't know if they're going to patch it in the next couple days or not, but I played it last night so we could, like, talk about it today on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, if I didn't care about my Switch collection, I would trade it in. It's just, it's not good.
I could just see that in the box being sent to me saying Merry Christmas. Be like, oh.
Hey, it might be. I mean... Careful what you wish for, man.
Yeah.
I really like the art style of that game. I like the characters of that game, and like I liked that game when I played it on 3DS or on DS, right? Like, it's a cool game, but like, play it on on DS or 3DS. Just play that version, because this is not the version you want to play. And like even the mobile version I think might be better. So I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's just don't play it on Switch. I'm sorry. Like, I was really looking forward to this game because I wanted to play it again, right? But it's not worth the $50. It might be worth 10. So, yeah, that's the Switch game I played a little bit of. I played a little bit of Mario Kart. I played a little bit of Bad North. I'm making my way through that game. That game is such a good game. It's only $15. If you like kind of weird strategy games, that game is so good. And like, I don't think that game got enough coverage.
Attention.
I know Giant Bomb has 2 quick looks up of it, one of the Steam version and one of the Switch version. Check it out. I put one up on our website. Like, just check it out. It's cool. It's really cool. And like upgrading your soldiers and stuff. Granted, the progression is real slow. Like, like the first probably 20 levels are super easy, which I think if they would have just done that for like 7 or 8 levels, it would have got the point across. But it's cool. Once you unlock abilities and like, it's cool. It's a cool game. And then of course, every night before I go to bed, I play 2 rounds of Tetris, and Tetris is the best. So,
Yes.
by the way, demo of Puyo Puyo Tetris is free on the eShop. If you want to play, if you just want Tetris on your Switch, download it. You can play it as many times as you want.
You want, exactly.
But all right, let's fly through these news bits so we can get to the questions. This is a pretty slow news week actually this week. So yeah, our first bit of news comes from Nintendo Life. Eevee-themed Pokemon events arrive in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. If you're still playing Pocket Camp, this is good news for you. Following a crossover with Splatoon last month, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp for iOS and Android is hosting a limited-time Eevee-themed Pokemon event. In celebration of the upcoming release of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, you'll be able to take part in a scavenger hunt by collecting Pokeballs lying around your campsite and using them, along with leaf tickets, to craft special Eevee items. As a bonus, you will also receive an Eevee hood in the mail if your character... You will receive an Eevee hood in the mail for your character to wear. Special Pokeball hunts packs are available to purchase as well. One contains 20 leaf tickets and 10 Pokeballs for 99 cents. And the other pack includes 180 leaf tickets and 25 Pokeballs, 20 bonus of each for $10. Both packs are limited to single purchase per person. The event runs through the November 11th. Pokemon director Junichi Masuda has even been spotted tweeting about his Pocket Camp life. So, I mean, Nintendo did say they were going to use their mobile games to promote their upcoming console games, so
pretty much
here it is. All right, I mean, have any of you even played Pocket Camp at all?
Nope.
No.
I didn't even download it.
I'll wait for my Animal Crossing on Switch. So
yeah, I barely care about the regular games.
Yeah.
I don't get into that kind of stuff as much anymore. But I'm definitely looking forward to the Pokemon game.
What if Animal Crossing had a Battle Royale crossover event? Jesse, would you play it?
No.
he would.
You murder animals by throwing apples at
Oh,
them.
please, Jesse, please. I would get a message around 1 o'clock. I'm playing the Animal Crossing.
Well, is it free? Is it free?
It'll probably be free.
Pocket Camp is
If
free.
it was free, then I would I mean like an actual. But even that, I don't know how they would do that or make it interesting.
You'll have it, you'll delete it, but you'll tell me that you played it for a little bit to give it a chance.
Our second story also comes from Nintendo Life. Smash Bros. Ultimate is the second most anticipated game this holiday, according to a U.S. survey. Data measurement specialist Nielsen has released rankings for 2018's most anticipated holiday games. The U.S. survey was conducted by the assistance of nearly 6,000 people. In terms of games that have not yet launched, Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate placed second, right behind Activision's Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is due out. Well, it's out already. When taking into consideration games that are already out, but are still likely to gain additional sales during this period, Marvel Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 was technically at the top. Recently released Super Mario Party on Switch also tied with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. As for other Nintendo releases, it turns out Pikachu is still the favorite, with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu achieving a rating of 88 and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee with an 86. Other games like FIFA 19, NBA 2K19, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey are also on the list. So, turns out people want Smash Brothers, guys. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I know a lot of people are still tweeting and talking about Smash. Like I've been tweeting about it, just like I want to see Data East and our Rim games into Smash, and I know we'll probably got another direct maybe next month for Smash. There's more reveals and stuff coming, so I'm not surprised. I am just kind of happy because I thought Smash wouldn't be on that list compared to how big Red Dead Redemption 2 is supposed to be. So I mean, for that to be second place on the Call of Duty Black Ops, that's really good.
Yeah. On that side note, Smash has been confirmed with 8-player Smash. You can use 8 Pro controllers instead of 4 Pro controllers and 4 GameCube controllers.
Nice.
That was cool. So
nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So because turns out Amazon only lets you pre-order 1 GameCube controller and 1 adapter, which the adapters I understand, but the GameCube controllers, man.
Yeah.
So. We're going to move on to our next story here. Oh, Jesse, are you excited for Smash? Sorry, I forgot to ask you if you were excited for Smash Brothers.
I'm glad the people that enjoy those games are getting a new one. I personally, I just suck at the game, to be honest.
In other words, you'll be playing Just Cause 4 over Smash.
Well, I just fighting games in
Smash
general.
Tournaments. We're going to do things for Smash. It's gonna be a good time. We still need to do an online Mario Party. We can do that, right? That has an online
I think so. I would have to get their online service, because I just don't at this point, other than something like that would be the only reason I would need it. But I just don't need it.
Yeah, I mean,
other than this,
I honestly debated not even getting it yet until Smash came out, except for, the NES stuff is cool, which actually leads us into our next story from our friends over at Game Informer. And I say friends really, really lightly because I just like Game Informer. Nintendo Switch Online subscribers receive access to an easier version of the original Legend of Zelda. Nintendo followed through with its earlier announcement of NES titles like Solomon's Key and Super Dodgeball coming to the catalog Nintendo Switch Online users. However, a surprise game is also included in that bunch. Well, surprise remix anyway. The Legend of Zelda, Living the Life of Luxury, is essentially an easier version of the original Zelda, giving players access to items like the White Sword and the Magic Shield, as well as, quote, a lot of rupees. Beating this version of the game opens access to another harder version called Second Quest. The title is available now for free to subscribers of the service. That's cool. They think that makes it a whole lot easier to get into Zelda. Also, not in this article, but I was listening to other podcasts. All of the previously hidden dungeons and bomb doors have also been open, which allows you to get these items. So, you actually it's pretty much just a save state where you have completed all the stuff outside of the world, and which gives you 6 hearts and the sword and the shield and rupees and bombs and all these kind of stuff.
But the original Legend of Zelda wasn't that hard, in my opinion.
I think it's one of the hardest games I've ever played.
Have you played The Legend of Zelda 2?
No, because I heard it's harder.
Okay. Legend of Zelda 1 is way
to be
easier
fair,
than 2.
I've played The Legend of Zelda 2, but every time I try to play Zelda 2, I get to like that first side-scrolling area, not the town, but the one that you go down the ladder and you have to fight these like weird wolf things that don't give you XP, which is some BS. And I die. So I'm like, I'm done. I quit. Zelda 2 sucks. Get me out of here.
Yeah, for me, like
Just give it
honestly,
breath
like
for a while.
the hardest part of that stuff from those games for me were always just remembering where the hell to go. Like if anything, that was the only thing that deterred me from playing those original ones more than I did. Is just I just like trying to find my way around.
Had you ever
Like
beat it?
no. I barely played any of those that stuff because I couldn't do it.
I've never beaten a 2D Zelda game, so
I enjoyed the
beat Zelda
battling
1.
and all that, but
what, Ed?
You Zelda 1 though, right?
No.
The first Zelda.
No. I've never beaten a 2D Zelda game. Even though
Not
even though Link's Awakening is one of my favorite games of all time, I've never beaten it. Look at Ed. He's dumbfounded. I suck at games, Ed. We've had this discussion. And we all know old games are harder than new games. Which makes me suck at them more.
Let us get to the questions.
Ah, man. No, we still got one more news story.
Oh, I thought that was the last one.
Yeah. Actually, this news story can lead into our first question. So, this comes from Kotaku. A report: new Nintendo Switch model coming in 2019. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Nintendo will be introducing a new version of its popular Switch console next year. The report says that the move comes as Nintendo hopes to boost sales momentum of the Switch, which has dropped off since its meteoric launch. Its claim that this new model would likely share many features with the current version. No, I don't want to sign up for your newsletter, Kotaku. Likely share many features with the current version and be compatible with existing Switch game software. It better be. It also says that Nintendo, quote, is still debating what new hardware and software features to include in the upgrade, with one option on the table being an upgraded screen close to those found in more recent smartphone LCDs, which would, quote, make it brighter, thinner, and more energy efficient. You can read the full report here on Wall Street Journal Japan. And so we're going to get into this first question because I feel like this is kind of where we're going to head in this with this discussion anyway. We're getting into our question block. Remember, we are giving away Dark Souls Remastered for Nintendo Switch, and the rules are, there seems to be some confusion with people emailing and subscribing to the YouTube page, so hopefully I can be more clear this time around. Step 1. You must be subscribed to the YouTube page. It's the Nintendo Pow Block YouTube channel. Subscribe, click the bell, help us get that URL, etc. Second step, you must email us at nintendopowblock@gmail.com a question for our question block, or tweet at us at Nintendo_P_block a question for question block. Those are the only two requirements to enter the contest. So hopefully that clears things up. Did that seem clear to you guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be like mean or anything. I just want to make it clear for our listeners, you know, who some people seem to be confused about how to enter, and you know, so those are the rules. So we're going to get into our first question, and it's about this subject from our friend Deshaun Malone. He asks, what kind of features would you like to see in an upgraded Switch model? What would make you buy one? Well, I don't know. Jesse, we'll start with you. I got to think about this because there's a lot of features I would like to have, but it doesn't have anything to do with the Switch itself. So it has to do with accessories. So, Jesse, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I definitely would like it to have a better screen, like a bigger screen, like make it more like the phones where the screen goes right to the edge.
Yeah.
Of the middle part. I would like it to have maybe a little bit better sound quality as far as like when you're playing it through the speakers in the Switch. I mean, I know not a lot of people probably really think about that too much, but like, and it's not really that it's bad. I think it sounds pretty decent, the sound coming through the speakers, but I feel like it would be kind of neat to have it like a little bit more like maybe like a nicer, just a little bit nicer. And then like the only other thing that I can think of would be obviously to have like, if they have to like make it like blue, like I would definitely like Bluetooth for sure, like some kind of like the ability to hook to connect like wireless headphones and or speakers and stuff to it, things like that.
I think that's the big one, especially because the controller doesn't have the headphone jack like the PS4 and the Xbox One controllers do. And I think Bluetooth headphones would definitely have some sort of use for this system. But Ed, what would you like to see from an upgraded Switch model?
I think I would like to see Nintendo have their own streaming service, where it's kind of like
Twitch,
and stuff. That you could put it on Facebook, Twitter,
Miiverse 2.0.
In a way, yes. In a way, so that way, people could come in and see the games and stuff like that, and they won't have to worry about, trying to get their host set up on Twitch and everything, or really, work with Microsoft and get Mixer for the system. I think with this relationship that they got, Nintendo could probably go to Microsoft and be like, hey, we also want to do Mixer for streaming and stuff. I think that would be a good benefit for Xbox players. You still need Xbox Live to do it. So, I mean, why not? It would benefit those who got a Xbox account, getting the points, and the same thing that they do for Xbox Live. I think it would be good to have Nintendo, work with Microsoft to get that. Not so much the sound thing. I think because of the headphones, I do understand the Bluetooth. Yes, I will agree with that. But I think because if you have good headphones, I think the headphone jack, it would be nice to have. And plus, if you're on the bus, you don't want to be distracting people. So I think Nintendo's just thinking about, it'll be good if you're in a quiet place to have a better sound. But if you're in an area where you're around a lot of people and you're on different various transportation, you don't really want to distract neighbors and stuff with a big sound. Like,
I'm thinking more of like tabletop. Like when you're playing it in tabletop mode.
Yeah,
it's just like, I don't know, the sound, like even maybe it's just, I don't even think they need to change it so much as like the ability for it to go louder.
Right. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. Like if you're doing it in the house and you're somewhere and on the go, you want to hear like Hulu a little bit louder. You want to hear hopefully YouTube or Netflix or some of the other games. Even with Smash coming out with the radio thing, you want to hear more if you're by yourself. So I do.
But Bluetooth would eliminate that issue.
Yes.
Just because you'd be able to hook it up to like a Bluetooth speaker, and then it wouldn't be that big of an issue. But just like as is, if I could only pick one of those, if only one of those things could happen, most likely, and they're more likely to do a better speakers in it than to let Bluetooth be an option. I feel like, unfortunately, but I don't know. Who knows?
I actually would love to have, and this will be my last two. I would love to have a Nintendo cooking show on there, making food and cakes and desserts inspired by Nintendo characters and stuff like that, or just from around the world. Super Mario 2. Super Mario Brothers 2 Fresh Toast or something like that. And it's different people, because I'm just like, it's cool to kind of have, you got the Pokemon Cafe in Japan and stuff like that. It would be nice to have some Pokemon stuff that you could serve your family and your friends while you guys are playing Pokemon. I think it's a cool idea. I mean, they did the recipe games for the DS. Nintendo released that. So why not just make it like a free channel or software for the new Switch?
Well, they could do it. Otherwise, they could just have like a cookbook thing that people could put entries into.
Right, and that's what
like an app.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. And that's why I said just around the world, just having those things right there. And yet, still bring the surveys back from the Wii. I would love to see that come back. Last but not least, this might be for my selfish reason.
But the cooking show wasn't for a selfish reason. What are you doing? I'm so confused right now.
Why? Why are you confused?
Because you confused me.
But I kind of would like to have a list, that kind of like you're getting alert. Like if you put games in your wish list, you get it like alert, be like, hey, all of these games that's in your wish list on sales, would you like to buy them? Or we're offering this sale and you have these coins for the eShop store. Like it just comes up and just asks you a question, or even just shows up on your avatar or something that be like, hey, these games are on a sale that's in your wish list, which you could like to have and stuff. Everybody would say that like the new chip and stuff, but people are going to find ways to hack that even too. So I'm not really focused on the chip, but I would like to be able to create it recognizes all my games, and I'd be like, you know what, this is my backlog that I need to finish, and Nintendo would be like, hey, you want to kind of work on, I'm like, we got a new update for this. Would you like to update and work on this game while you playing it? Or, and then be like, oh, I do got that in next list to work on, and then start working on the list. Be like, yes, I finally beat Breath of the Wild. And it kind of like the Nintendo kind of congratulates you that you got something off your backlog list. I would like to have that. So
any kind of customization of that main menu would be nice.
Yeah.
Dude, every time I go into my games and apps, like the fact that they aren't organized alphabetically is killing me. Every time. Just let me move them around. You can leave the games that I play the most or most recent on the front thing, but when I go into my games and apps, they better be alphabetized.
Yes.
For me, I would like to see, I don't know, like Jesse said, more screen real estate. I don't really care if the screen is 1080p because it's such a small screen, and plus, the 720p screen saves on battery life. So I would like to see more screen real estate and better battery. There's the Bluetooth audio thing. The thing is you can't really do too much of it because your selling point of the system is besides the fact that you can take the console with you or plug it in the TV, is the Joy-Cons. Mm-hmm. Imagine how many people want to upgrade to the new system and have to buy all new Joy-Cons because their old ones don't slide onto the side. That's the big thing.
Yes.
So if they could find a way to keep the Joy-Cons on and you being able, which Nintendo's usually pretty good about all that, I would like to see a better dock. Like a slimmer dock, maybe one that just kind of remember the stand that the Wii U gamepad had?
Mm-hmm.
That angled look to it, just so you could just plop it down. It doesn't really need that front end on it, with risk of scratching the screen or anything.
Yeah.
I would like to see a smaller, more sleek dock, especially because if you want to take your dock with you somewhere, that thing is, it's not really a pain to move, but it's kind of, you could have a sleeker, sexier looking dock, I think, with more USB ports, especially. What?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, even you could have something going over the front, but it could just be just enough to hold it in place. Cause obviously you don't want it to be where if someone's to bump it, it would just possibly wreck it. But
or if you want to keep that same design, you could have the front fold down, kind of like a clamshell kind of design.
Yeah.
How
lock into place. You could have an eject button on it. You just push the eject button and it would slowly move down and you could just take it right off.
Because I keep my Switch under my entertainment center, but I have to pull the dock out to get my Switch out because it's my shelves aren't tall or aren't tall enough for me just to pull it out, so I would like a different style dock. I would also like a refresh on the Pro Controller, even though the Pro Controller feels nice. Like, put the A and B buttons where they go, please. Just put A at the bottom. And like, give me if you're not going to do Bluetooth audio, put a headphone jack in the bottom of it. Because like, I want to play Switch games, but I can't hear it because I have to keep the TV low because my kid's asleep, right? And it's like, just let me plug some headphones in, man. So that's kind of it. I don't really need anything technologically because, like, I mean, if you're gonna put the Tegra 2 chip in it, that's fine. Like, any way I can get my games to look better on the screen is fine, or run better, or load faster, or whatever. That's fine. But like, Nintendo's gonna make all their first party games run well on the system, and indies aren't gonna. There aren't gonna be any like super indies that are bigger file sizes than a Nintendo game. So, the fact that we got Wolfenstein and Doom is nice, but I mean, I don't really think technologically Nintendo games are going to get any bigger or require this, So, yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really care for a refresh. I do think sales have slowed a little bit, but I don't think that has anything to do with how the power of the system. I just think they kind of blew their load in year one, with high profile games like Mario Kart, Zelda, Mario. And like, I think sales will pick up this fall because of Pokemon and Smash. Those will sell a ton of units. So, and I think people that haven't bought one are waiting for those bundles. So, I don't really think Switch needs a refresh, but if they do, I'm gonna be real sad because I have the old model. That's all. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, like going back to, you had mentioned like with the battery life and all that, and that's like, I had heard that was one of the issues. Like, the tech that they're using, the screen and stuff like that, is so old that it's not as energy efficient. Yeah. And so you could actually get a better, nicer looking screen that actually saves you on battery life. Yeah. And that was one of the issues.
But you got to think of, do Nintendo want consumers to pay more?
Well, they're not.
Well, they technically wouldn't have to.
I think the system's going to stay at $300, but they're going to use the technology that just so like they don't have to have a price drop. I think that's kind of their way around a price drop, is like, hey, we're using more expensive technology, but you're getting it at the same price. So, I think I think a lot of people are overthinking this. I think they're just going to do a refresh, and with the fact of like, we're going to use more energy efficient technology for the screens, we're going to have better battery life, and since the Tegra 2 is cheaper, we might just throw that in there just because. Like, I think it might look slightly different, but I don't think this thing's going to be as big of a difference as like
be noticeable.
I don't think it's going to be a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X style refresh. I think it's essentially going to be like a 3DS to, I don't even think it's going to be as big of a jump as a 3DS to a new 3DS. I literally just think they're just going to refresh the parts in it because of the battery life, and I think they're going to find a way to keep the system from overheating so the case doesn't crack. I think they're going to just do quality of life changes. I don't think it's necessarily going to be processing changes. So,
and just really all it needs is just enough for the games that are coming out that are having a hard time running the way they should be to be running that, better. But it's not necessarily making it powerful enough that you can make them look better than that. It's just getting the games to be able to run the way they should be. Versus like, having some issues, because they're still not going to obviously make games that are, then too powerful for that. They're going to keep them, the way that they would make them for the regular people who still have the original Switch. It's just they might run just a tad bit better, and maybe loading won't be quite as bad or something. But even the loading on those games isn't bad because they keep them such small files. Yeah. To be honest,
Yeah, I think the only first-party game that has longer than kind of warranted load times is Zelda, and even then, it's like It's fine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
still
loading
think,
so much.
yeah, I still think Zelda has a hard time loading, and there's still a few frame rate hiccups. Even playing it like a couple weeks ago, like I still noticed a few things that I'm like, ooh, this could probably use some something. But I mean, it's what happens when you're a launch game and you're still trying to work out the kinks and stuff. So we're gonna move on to our next question. This comes from longtime fan Megan Green. Are there any series, third party or otherwise, you think are missing from the Switch's library? I mean, I don't think there's anything quote unquote missing, especially since we're only about a year and a half into the Switch's life cycle.
Yeah.
But there's stuff I wouldn't mind having on the Switch,
Pikmin.
The internet's pets initiative poured everything to Switch.
Right, and a lot of PC stuff is coming. We got Civilization.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see something like XCOM come over, just because of the success of Mario plus Rabbids. I think XCOM would work well.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Nintendo first party and the indie stuff, and I mean, Nintendo doesn't really have a first-person shooter, but I mean, Metroid will probably fill that slot. I mean,
yeah. I think
Doom and Wolfenstein, I guess, but
I think the Switch pretty much has a lot of the genres on there. We got F&V on there. We got fighters. We got adventure games. So I think maybe title-wise, like you said, Corey, there's probably certain titles that we all want. And past episodes, we have already gave what we want. Mass Effect trilogy. We still want the Tomb Raider trilogy to come, and we want more games. I want DMC, Devil May Cry, and a sequel to that to come.
I want more horror survival type games like Resident Evil and
I
Dead
think
Space.
I think the only one that we're missing, hopefully that we start to get more, is more Japanese like novel based games that they only do in Japan. I know some of them are here. Some of their like sim games and stuff. That's the only thing that's missing from genre wise. But title wise,
I mean, we're getting a lot of Final Fantasy games too. Like, I mean, the JRPG train is rolling in. Like, oh, by the way, if you want Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, physical copies are now available for pre-order everywhere Switch games are sold. Yes. Spoilers, I pre-ordered mine already.
I'll be at Target. They better have it when it comes out.
Oh, man, I can't wait. Dude, I can't wait. Where's Final Fantasy 8? Come on. Where's it at?
It's with Legend of Zelda 2.
I hate you so much sometimes.
I know.
Final Fantasy 8 is a great game. Suck.
I'll take your advice.
Need. We need to have a battle right written blog where me and you just write against each other on why I think 7 is better than 8 and why 8 is better than 7.
I know how to solve this. Wild Arms is better than both.
I'm going to drop you in the river when I see you.
It's definitely better than 7. Might be better than 8.
Serious?
Might be better than 8.
No, Wild Arms is hot garbage.
You're hot garbage. Man.
No, that's like
with cheese. Man.
It's a step above Beyond the Beyond. I know too many PlayStation.
Oh, man. All right. We're going to move on to our next question. This is from Donnie Willsbury. How do you think Scarlet and PS5 will affect third-party support on Switch? The same way Xbox One and PS4 is. I think we're going to get what we get, and whatever doesn't come, you're just going to have to buy it on the next console.
It won't affect Switch Switch title.
I just think Switch is in such a different category than Xbox One and PS4. It's Nintendo does its own thing, and like it's literally my first party and indie machine. This is the thing. Scarlet and PS5 is so formulaic with every third party game.
there's not going to be no innovation. There's not going to be that many new IPs. What you're playing now is what you're going to be playing in the next generation, and it's just going to look better. So if you want a better experience and for your video game library and just as a gamer, third party's not going to give it to you like Switch is going to give it to you. Like you said, Corey, with indies and stuff. I think more people are looking forward to stuff that's coming out for Switch. And just look at pre-orders, like at from Limited Run Games. Look at pre-orders and sale numbers of how Dead Cells and Hollow Knight have done. Like, those are the stuff that people are enjoying and loving and still showcasing. PS5 and Scarlet, they're gonna have so many formulaic stuff from third party that everything is just gonna be predictable.
I mean, I think Xbox One and or Scarlet and PS5 are just gonna be what you would expect from a new iteration of a PlayStation or an Xbox, right? I mean, yeah, streaming is probably going to be a big thing on there, like pushing it or whatever. And whatever this Google thing is trying to do, like, kind of seems like streaming is becoming more viable by the day. But, I mean, look, Switch, for Nintendo, you're never going to get Mario on another console. You're never going to get Zelda on another console. Like, I think Nintendo just wants to be unique, and that's how they have always been, and that's how they're always going to be, and you're just going to have to deal with it, you know, for the most part. And if third parties want to come along for the ride, you know, we get great games like Doom and Octopath Traveler and
right
and you know, some of these other games that are out now, Wolfenstein 2, but like, you know, we're never going to get an Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry. Like, that's okay with me because we have Zelda. You know, we're never gonna get a Sunset Overdrive or Ratchet and Clank, but we have Mario. You know, like it's fine. You know, and with the streaming technology, you'll be able to play Halo on your phone with an Xbox controller. That's fine. You know, that's cool that they're doing that, but it's never going to be the same experience as what Nintendo is trying to give you, and that's also okay. So.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like Nintendo like doesn't need to get those games that just wouldn't really work on there anyways, you know, like the bigger games like we've talked about in the past, Siege and stuff like that, when they can just basically throw money at you know, the different developers and have them make things like Mario Rabbids, or you know, like they can get their own games that you can only get on the Nintendo, you know, from those third party developers. You know, it doesn't always have to be like what PlayStation and Xbox is getting. So, you know, like as long as they do that more often, things like, you know, have things like Mario Rabbids and stuff and Octopath Traveler come out, then they really don't need to worry about it, because then not only are they getting a game that's exclusive to them to make people want to buy their system, they still are getting stuff from all those other developers. And you know, and it's, you know, like most people are going to have an Xbox and a Switch, or a PS4 and a Switch, or whatever anyways, so they, you know, they don't really need to try to compete, because they've just got to do what they do, because that's why people, you know, go with the Switch or with the Nintendo. So yeah, like there's just so many games that, like, yeah, it would be cool to have on the Switch and play on the go. But like you said, with the streaming service going on, like, what's the point in trying to then compete with that next generation, you know, in that way? If it's going to be so prevalent everywhere else, then what Nintendo would have to do is go back to their basics and just continue doing what they've always done. So, you know, it's they came out early enough that they could compete right now and get some of these third-party games on the system, you know, and eventually then they'll put their money in other places, you know. It's they're, you know, I'm sure they've made quite a bit of money so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
I mean, there are games I wish were on the Switch because it would be more convenient for me in my situation. But like,
Yeah.
that's like, what, 2 or 3% of the people out there. Like, I wish Destiny was on Switch so I could grind in there, but like, it's not. But I would never want to play PUBG or Black Ops or maybe Assassin's Creed, but like, you know what I mean? Like, those big giant experiences deserve a big powerful box, and but SteamWorld Dig 2, Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight,
they could do as good as the like the big AAA titles.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna move on to our last question. This comes from Michael Perry, new listener and really enjoy the show.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Why do you think Nintendo has been so open about things like crossplay, development, etc. this gen? I think Nintendo just wants people to play the games they want to play and be able to play it however they want, and especially with their kind of semi-weird partnership with Microsoft, and I think Nintendo's just open with the new management and the new class kind of rolling in. I think they're seeing the opportunities come their way. Like, Fortnite is huge on Switch. Minecraft is huge on Switch. And the fact that you can play with your friends on phones or Xbox or PC or, even Rocket League, like games like that, I think Nintendo saw a big opportunity that, we don't want to be in a position like the Wii U again, and I think whatever helps us sell the system, get it in people's hands, those are the steps we need to take,
But I think they've caught on with people saying how they wish things would come to Nintendo, and Nintendo, I think, decided, if we open up and we do kind of give the fans what they want, we think we're going to reap the benefits, and look how it has paid off for them. A lot of people want third-party games on Switch. A lot of people hope that if a game comes on multiple systems, that crossplay is there. So, and if it is there, people are willing to buy kind of like both versions. There's a they go, because Diablo 3, I think that's going to make people get back into that series if it was crossplay. But to just even have Diablo 3 on Switch, that's a big deal to Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out in a couple weeks if it will have crossplay. I mean, there were rumors that they're working on crossplay between systems, and then Blizzard said, we have nothing to announce at this time. We don't comment on rumor or speculation. And then someone else said that there aren't plans for it. But how many times did we hear Epic say we have no plans to put Fortnite on Switch, and then a month later it's on Switch, right? So
yeah.
I just that's the big one right now. Minecraft, Rocket League, Fortnite, those are big in their own right, but with a AAA game from a quadruple A developer like Blizzard, if they're going to jump on this bandwagon, and then you see companies like Bethesda maybe throw Switch a bone with the card game, and then you see it's going to be a domino effect. I think if Blizzard starts doing it, then Bethesda, then EA is going to start doing it, because there's a rumor that crossplay for FIFA Online was going to come to Switch with Xbox and PC. Who knows if that's going to happen, but that was a rumor a little bit ago, like a couple weeks ago.
And PC themselves, who kind of been a little bit exclusive with their games, slowly came to console. But to actually now be on a Nintendo console, that's kind of big. And those developers who put their games on PC or even Steam have been seeing how great it has been on the Switch. I don't know numbers for Civilization 6. I keep using that, but Civilization 6 is a big game. When has Civilization literally been on the Nintendo system? I think since Super Nintendo? I think there was one there, and to see more PC games come, I think that's what made Nintendo more open and more viable and visible to gamers, that, this is a system that's going to be trying to reach everybody, third party PC gamers, casual, hardcore, with various titles. And for Nintendo to be open to not to be like, oh, we only want our Nintendo games to shine and not pretty much anybody else. That whole view and format has changed for them. They'd be like, look, we want to welcome you onto our system and make sure that it's easier to program for our system, so you guys can put your game out, get some visibility, and make some money.
Well, and the thing is too is you've got to remember that the crossplay benefits not only the developers to keep their fan base and the amount of people playing that you can be teamed up with if it's say a more online based game, but it also is gonna make it a better experience for the person playing that game, and it's gonna make them more probable that they'll buy the game if they know that they can go on it and not have to worry about taking too long to find a match or taking too long because they're afraid that you're only getting teamed up with people that are playing on the same system as you. That can be an issue, especially if it's a game that's kind of niche, where might be a lot of people playing it, but they're spread out among all the different consoles. Well, if a developer can not have to worry about that, it benefits everyone. It just makes it better. Yeah.
And so. Imported in the Switch being region free, a lot of people have been importing games, definitely from Europe and Japan, to play on their Switch, or have been doing the tricks. Like, all three consoles are region free, but Switch is taking more of the advantage than other systems. So that opens up more games and more people to want to play games on their system, on Nintendo system. And if going forward, if Nintendo keeps their stuff region free, it's going to benefit Nintendo more than anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plus, I still feel like at this, whatever this Xbox event is going to be, I still feel like I think Xbox is going to announce another sort of Nintendo partnership down there with something. I mean, not necessarily like a new game or anything, but I feel like they're going to be like, hey, Rare Replay Plus is now available on Switch, and whatever, and you log into your Xbox Live and earn achievements and stuff on your Switch through this, similar to what Minecraft does, I still think something like that from Microsoft is coming, and I don't think Microsoft is opposed to it. So, and when you open up those types of big partnerships, too, I think special things are going to happen. So, I still think the Switch is in some sort of plans for Microsoft with their next box. I still think it's gonna happen.
Well, the thing is it's like it's healthy to have competition with each other, but at the same time, there's still it still benefits everyone if there's cooperation. Just even the crossplay thing is a perfect example where the people on PS4 they're finally starting to come around to trying crossplay with PS4 with everyone else, but it's still it may not be a lot of people that care about it, but you still want, when it's something that easy that you can do to satisfy those few people, that it just looks better for you, in the long run. And and that's the thing. I feel like too much things like that in just the way that the consoles fight and the whole war thing gets to be too negative. It's fine, you can have competition and all that stuff and still work together, it's not, I don't know, it's just kind of funny, and I'm glad some things are changing and hopefully they'll get better, later down the line, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
When Sony trying to get some games on that system and Microsoft trying to get some games on the system, Nintendo has been doing something right.
Yeah.
Instead of them trying to imitate.
Like, I'm just saying, like, plus you see how good Nintendo and Microsoft look with crossplay, and now Sony is finally buckled and testing out their crossplay stuff with Fortnite and other titles later down the road. Like, I think Sony is also seeing the benefits of cooperating with everybody else too, So like, leave your competition and your console wars to like first party stuff. But when it comes to third party stuff, especially smaller studios that might not have the reach of a Call of Duty or Madden or FIFA or Minecraft, like, give them the opportunity to thrive, because it doesn't matter where they buy the game. It just benefits everybody to have that player base. So
yeah.
Well, that's gonna wrap up our show. This was quite the episode. So that's been our question block. Remember, we're giving away Dark Souls Remastered. If you want to enter, write us a question into our question block and subscribe to the YouTube channel, nintendopowblock@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Nintendo_Powblock. Join our Facebook group, Nintendo Pow Block Facebook group, where you can chat with fans and us about Nintendo stuff. Download our other shows, Nerds Gone Platinum, Arsenal X, Nerds Gone Rogue, Nerds Gone Rogue B-Sides, and of course, this show, Nintendo Pow Block. Nintendo Pow Block goes up every Tuesday at 7 a.m. on our YouTube page and your podcast service of choice. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at @RetroCode. You can also check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, other podcast apps. New episodes will be dropping very soon for that. Check out Arsenal X podcast here on ngrradio.com and on the Arsenal X YouTube channel. Also, the review for Forza Horizon 4 is up. So if you guys are Xbox players or interested in race car games, you guys can check that out at ngrradio.com.
Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at PhantomMagotAX.
Well, I guess that leaves me. You can find me at CoreyHD86 on Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow me on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming more. I finally made my stream overlay last night, so hopefully that'll be nice and crisp for you guys to watch me look all pretty online in the smallest camera box ever. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/CoreyHD. You can also follow all of us live on ngrradio.com/live, where you can watch all of our live streams at the same time if we're live streaming at the same time. So,
yes.
There's also links to everybody there. Also, by the time you hear this, you will be able to go to ngrradio.com/subscribe, and you will be able to follow all of us and all of our shows and all of our channels wherever you want. So that'll be up by the time you hear this as well. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching Nintendo Pow Block. We'll be back next Tuesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on your podcast service of choice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we love you.
Bye, everybody. Woo!